Okay, Runelight Warriors. This is the first in a series of videos that I am going to make to convince you A. to buy Talespire, B. why it's perfect for our online gaming needs, and C. to convince you to get off your lazy asses and learn how to use it. It's not that complicated. So, as you can see, as a GM, I have my campaign section here. I've been doing a lot of testing, but there's Boot on Throat. What I'll do as your GM is I'll open this up. Now, what I propose is have. Oh no, you don't want to see that one yet. No, yes, I want you to see that one. That's fine. What I propose is that we have a lobby or waiting map where all your figures can dwell, when I can then summon them into different maps. As you can see, I've built for the next campaign adventure. So what better place than an inn to be our lobby? So there we go, we open the door and go in, and you can see it's you lot all waiting in here. Obviously it's a bit more colourful than my dreary frozen wasteland of a campaign world, but I can change that again in a second. So this will be the lobby where you will be able to come and tweak your character's statistics. This is Renfrich. Now, what I will do is set up Pathfinder statistics and stats in the characters in the campaign's world. They designed Talespire to be role-playing system. What's the word? Sort of, I want to say androgynous. Don't think that's the right word. Anyway, agnostic. Well, anyway, and so the stats would be there. So you come in and put the stats. You obviously choose which figure you or miniature you want to represent you. But then you put the stats in, and it'll be in this lobby for me to, when I open up the other maps, create a fetch token which fetches players, and it will summon you to the starting point of the maps. It's very clever. So as you can see here, we've got all of you lot. We've got Crystal Greenfang, Trinket. Greenfang is familiar. Yeah, we're back to using halflings as children, but I'm sure you can sort something out. I think you can shrink the miniatures to different sizes. So Lorg, Victor's going to give me stick for this. There's Fawn, Chance, Renfrich, and Taggart here. Oh, damn, I haven't put on Mavilio. I suppose that was because it's very hard to find a S&M bondage torture gimp in the figures. Which, speaking of which, you find the figures in this section here. It's a bit limited at the moment. But there are some good websites that I've signed up to as a Patreon supporter, which are going to give me access to more. And Hero Forge is very close, apparently, to opening up their library for this, which is very exciting. So that's your figures. You move them around, all that good stuff. See which direction they can face when they land. It's pretty clever. That's all done by the left mouse button, and the right mouse button brings up the stats, and then you can put in what the attacks you have, your stats, and say if you take some damage. Oh no, I've fallen and hurt my knee for 6 points of damage. Oh no, I put it on the wrong section there. Forget that. Let's do that play again. Oh no, I fell. I hurt my knee. Oh, 6 points of damage. Enter that, and you then get the nice coloured bar. So at a glance, you can just see who's wounded and who's not. That's pretty cool. I like it a lot. So, to quickly recap, this will be the lobby. We'll have a lobby or waiting map for each campaign where you'll tweak your figures and just fart around before I then summon you to the actual campaign maps. That's built. That's for the next campaign adventure. So good. That's your miniatures. So as you can see, it's pretty beautiful. Look at all this. Yeah, it's really cool. But in terms of how it plays out, there you go. This is a slab, by the way, as opposed to a map. I can change the heights that things are visible to you guys. But what will happen is, for example, here you have line of sight of what your characters see, and I have actually hidden as the DM some monsters, which I would then reveal. Oh no, there's some imps occupying this lovely, lovely inn. We must kick their heads in. Now, for example, this one, I would. Oops, I didn't mean to show you that yet. This imp over here, I keep hidden. You wouldn't be able to see him anyway, I think, because of line of sight, or at least the characters on this side wouldn't be able to. Let me just stop it doing that. I'm talking about that in a second. They would remember, you're going to be a player. You'll have the player role here, so you'll have the line of sight of your miniature. So you might not be able to see that figure over there, but as it is, he's got a hide check going, so that's when you would roll your perceptions to see if you could notice him, and if you perceive him, I would then reveal him for your character to see. Clever, huh? Cool. Then we'd go, all right, we better roll initiative and all that good stuff, and that would look like you roll your dice, as you can see here, 12 or whatever. Let's just say it's Taggart rolled a 6. So we then go into the turn-based mode, and we have the order. So let me just put you all in there. Boom, 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 boom. Did Fawn go up there? Yeah. And the imps. Obviously, I have to rename the imps Imp 1, Imp 2, or something as impersonal as that. Alright. And then as the DM, I'd reorganise it. Taggart usually has the highest roll. Always trinket. Always trinket. Come on, trinket. There we go, trinket. It also has a high dex, but you know, we'll just say you would all rolled the dice a few times to shout out where you are, you know, the orders, yeah, and all that. You know, it works. Good. And then I apply the order, and then generally it starts with Taggart because he's got the highest initiative and he wins there. And no doubt Lee would have him doing something completely spastic, like running off over here, getting his head stuck in the stairwell or something, you know, something strategically strong like that. And then we'd move to next, which would be Trinket, who would probably do something more useful, like cast a spell, 5, 10, 15, 20, uses a bit of cover here, and then may or may not cast a spell on the group to buff them. Next is Crystal Green Fang, casts Shillelagh, and whatever. Anyway, just to cut to the chase, you know, all that good shit. Okay. Oops. Don't want that to happen just yet. Oops. So you can see Chance has just gone over here and lightly killed this imp. So as you kill the imp, I would just remove him from the menu as your DM, etc, etc. Pretty cool stuff. And inevitably you'd make short order of these pesky imps with ranged over here, no doubt. Oh, you killed him. Alright, now that was pretty much a very dumbass overview of how the combat would play for you guys. Remember, you'd have the perspective of your miniatures, but there's other cool stuff. You know, for example, oh no, that's not the one I wanted to call up. I could set up different atmosphere settings for you, and that would be a little bit like this. I think I turned it down because alright, I'm not quite sure if you'll be able to hear this yet. So in terms of the atmosphere, ambient noises, eerie wind, and perhaps we could have some. I could have like cues for battle music to start, metal. Apply to game board or whatever. Also I can do things like change the overall feel of the map or look, bleach it out, make it greener, sort of radiation. Obviously for where we're playing, that's like the frozen north. Have it normal. Can set up. Oops, don't want to do that. Take that off. Default sky. Oh, that's why I've got the music turned down, I think. Fogs, all that good stuff. Shadows, moving around from different angles. Time of day. You get the feel. It's pretty clever. Obviously I'm still learning. I apply it to the game board. I seem to have lost the music. I think when I was learning it I turned it off because it was annoying me. Anyway, good. So this is the battle board for, well, this is the lobby, but this is played like the battle board. Now, say if your character went to the door and opens it, and obviously they'd have just line of sight of what their character could see there. But if they were to move inside, it's like, you've got limited access. So there's a couple of ways that I can do that as a GM. I can have like reveal chunks, or I can, you can, I think, in your map, once you get access to it, you can lower the take off the lid on different sections. I'm not explaining this very well, but yeah, with this slider here, as you watch the map, no, fucked up, there we go, got to be in a bit closer, Jace, and look, the bear's gone in, and seen that inside is, gotta get better at this, there's a demon innkeeper, pretty cool, and then you can do the battle inside. I think they're going to be releasing Fog of War, which would make it a lot easier, but as it is, either I have to, as a GM, manage, I think you perhaps as players may have access to removing the layers. I think it's a 3D shape and you just keep taking off a horizontal layer. But I can also then, as the GM, hide chunks. So I get this patch, I can like hide different volumes from you that you'll only get access to through hide volumes when your character accesses it, and then I press a button. So you can't cheat. Yeah. So you can see it's pretty damn sexy. Atmosphere settings, post effects. Anyway, so that's just a very rough overview of what you'll get if you buy Talespire, and we can all use it. It would be much better if every player in our campaign owns a copy of Talespire, because then you can just take control of your character, you can enjoy the map and the adventure from their perspective. Otherwise you're just going to have Vic, Mike and myself moving your figure around for you, and you'll only have a very limited point of view. The point of view would be from their character. Obviously you won't have all this access because this is GM access. You'll only be seeing what's visible to your toon there. Anyway, clunky as all hell video, but I hope that this helps. I think in the next video I'll talk more about the Pathfinder stats and such like. I won't go into the building because I've been learning building separate. I'm trying to just stick to the Dungeon Master stuff. Okay, hope that helped.